ang ginawa ng finder is in order to own it, he sacrificed all the other things just to be able to magkaroon siya ng possession of that. So, to buy it, or secure it. Ngayon, ano yung treasure dito na tinutukoy? What is the pearl that is being talked about?
The kingdom of God.
Kaya it's like anga, the kingdom of God is like. So, may tinutukoy siya ngayon na treasure or pearl. So, the highest value that you are willing to sacrifice everything for just for the sake of having this.
Love. It's the Lord.
Love or
Lord Jesus.
Yan, yung rewards of God.
Yan ang effect.
Yes.
What that will be your behavior in order to own it. So, ano yung, for what is that one, why you want to live love and everything? Okay, make it short, it is not a treasure, it is kind thing. This is ein Person. And the treasure is Jesus. He is the treasure. Ngayon, kasi this is a Marian group, from the perspective of Mary, in her life, she also find the greatest treasure in her life. Diba? And it was just offered to her. Kasi there are two ways of finding it. Ito, tsufal yung una. He chanced upon a buried treasure. Then, now, so that I will own the field because the treasure I would like. So, he sacrificed many things. So, tsufal. Ito naman, the other one for pearls is talagang naghanap siya. Talagang, efforts. He strived. To find one, and then until he found this pearl. Among all the other pearls, hindi yan. Ito. But Mary found the greatest treasure in her life, and it is for Jesus. Kaya our images of Mary is always that Mary is always before. With Jesus. Tignan niyo how she embraced it, greatest pearl in her life. So this is the spirituality of Mary. How she models to us what does it mean to have found the greatest treasure in one's life? What does it mean to have found Jesus as the greatest treasure in our life? I would like to invite Sister Mellany here to share with us how that spirituality would look like. So, Sister Mellany.
Thank you, Father. I will share a bit I would like to continue probably what Father has already said, which is the heart of this, the whole of Father's homily. The Blessed Mother finding the greatest pearl, not finding, but as Father has said, presented, and she accepted with her whole heart, and that first yes of the Blessed Mother, of Mary, her first yes, which is a joyful expectation of the Word of God becoming real in her womb, ended in her final yes, which is under the cross. And this pilgrimage of Mary, the Blessed Mother, her pilgrimage is the pilgrimage of every human person. That's why she is a model for all of us. The Church has invited us, the Church is inviting us to look at Mary as the model of our lives. Why model? Because she has lived a perfect Christian life. And what does it mean to live a perfect Christian life? It means that to be happy. What does it mean to be happy? To be at peace, to be joyful. Because God did not promise us a life without difficulties, without suffering. And the Blessed Mother Mary being the Mother of God, was not spared from this way that God Himself has taken upon Himself, which is suffering. So it is very important that we find Mary that we experience with Mary our joys, our suffering, our success, our failures, because only then we can say that I have experienced this with the Lord, that I have experienced this with Jesus. And when we try to decide on something, we can ask ourselves, pag iniisip natin, paano ba ako mag-decide? What are the things do I consider in my life? Like, ano ba yung mga kino-consider kong bagay? Is it more for, like, para sa akin, para sa iba? And usually they would say, a Marian spirituality would say, what would Mary do? Or they would say, what would Jesus do? How would have the Blessed Mother, or how would Mary react or experience a particular situation in her life? So we can see that the Blessed Mother is a model of humility. So how do I react when particular things are presented to me? Halimbawa, hindi ko po kasi alam yung reality ng community, but halimbawa, neighbor, neighbor. Or halimbawa, sa school na lang kasi estudyante ako. Halimbawa, getting good grades. Diba, syempre, diba, father, no? It's very important. Pero minsan, when I was thinking, bakit takot na takot ako sa exam? Nag-aral naman ako. Bakit ako takot na takot? Tapos parang kinakabahan. Parang ready naman ako, mabait yung professor. Kahit pa sabihin natin 70, sa professor na yun, 75 ako. pero, and I was thinking about it, and I tried to ask the Blessed Mother, Mama, can you please help me? I really would like to see this, how you see the situation. And I realized one thing. I was afraid to be humiliated. I was afraid to look smaller in the front of my professors. I would like to keep the banner, the Filipino flag, up. I would like to keep it on top, Parang feeling ko, buong Pilipinas may stain gawa ng failure ko sa exam. As if everything depended on me. As if, like, there is no loving God, that even if I fail, He will be there. That even if I commit mistakes, like how many times has God, has pulled me, has parang binigyan niya ako ng strength to get up, How many times, and now just for an exam, I am afraid, I am afraid. Sabi kasi nila, fear is parang, it's like as if God is not there. So these are the real life situations wherein I can invite the Blessed Mother. Because only with her I can truly live my life together with the Lord. We talk about Jesus the most, but Saint Louis Marie de Montfort, a 17th century, he's sabihin natin a person who parang hanggang ngayon tinitingnan siya na a man who is truly in love with the Blessed Mother. Parang siya naman yung nakahanap ng pearl of great price. And that is life with Mary, in order, not only because we already have Christ lives in our hearts, but how am I to rediscover, how am I to appreciate that pearl in my life? How? And the Blessed Mother is the perfect answer for us. And then sinabi niya na he was certain, ito si Saint Marie Louis de Montfort, sabi niya, he was certain that loving Mary would lead us to a greater love for Jesus. So what does it tell us? Anong gusto niyang sabihin? Sinasabi she was crazy in love with Mary, they would say. Kasi sa lahat ng ginagawa niya, ini-invite niya si Mary. But it did not make him, he called himself a slave of the Blessed Mother. But his slavery made him only love Jesus more. So ano yung sinasabi niya? Na ang pagmamahal ko kay Virgen Maria has to lead me to a deeper love for Jesus. That is the role of Mary. And our devotion, what is the point of our devotion? Why do I have to pray the rosary? Why do I have to make a lot of novenas? It is my way. It is my way. It is my way of asking the Blessed Mother, Mama Mary, please lead me to Jesus. It's like, I think most of us are mothers. Exactly. I'm not a mother. But most of you, sorry, hindi pala us. Di ba ang bata, di ba yung anak, kasi minsan nag-observe din ako. Meron akong nakasabay sa train. Wala namang sinasabi yung anak. Puro lang siya ganito, Ma! And then, okay. Bibigyan siya nung paborito niyang toy. Laro siya. Balik siya. Mama! Bigyan siya ng juice. Paano niya nalaman? Wala namang ibang words yung anak niya. Natulog, nagising. Mama! Biscuit. Hindi talaga ako makapaniwala sa talagang kailangan mo kausapin yung mananay. Excuse me, paano niyo po nalaman na yun ang kailangan niya? Sabi niya, kasi kilala ko na siya. Yung bawat tono niya, alam ko na. So, that is the same. We are children of Mary, and she knows every beating of our hearts, every tone of our mama, every gaze. Parang every gaze is understood by a mother. Every touch, bawat tawag. Kahit minsan nga, parang kay St. Maximilian Kolbe, umuwi siya sa bahay. Dala yung kanyang bicycle. Alam agad ng nanay that something was wrong. And it was written on his diary, the diary of the mother. Nilagay nagsulat ng letter yung nanay niya, at sinabi niya na, pagbalik ni Maximilian, Raymond ang pangalan niya, nung bago siya St. Maximilian. Pag-uwi niya sa bahay, alam agad ng nanay something was wrong. And she asked, anong nangyari? Ayaw pa sana niya sabihin, But it means that the nature of the mother makes her inclined to all the wishes, desires of her children. But at the same time, she has greater desire for the child to become the best, to become happy, to become even closer to Jesus. And because the mother knows what makes the child happy, what is harmful to the child. And so, and the Blessed Mother's wrote, knowing that being with Jesus, becoming holy, makes that person happy, will make that person fulfilled, complete. That's why this is her desire for us. And our devotions are meant for us to become sensitive sa ating nanay, to become sensitive sa sinasabi niya. Kasi alam niya na yung devotions natin, alam niya na Alam niya na kailangan natin to, gusto natin to, ayaw natin yun, we reject some things, no? Pero now it is probably our turn as children, kasi binigay siya sa atin ni Jesus as our mother, to notice, to become sensitive to what she also tells us. The secret of our happiness lies in that listening ear, our listening ear to the Blessed Mother, because she has found the greatest pearl, and she would like to share this pearl with us, not only to share, but to give this pearl that made and gave meaning to our whole life.